All right, good evening, everybody. We are live with a VODcast of our first week 4 Swiss round match between Nobly and Walther IV. I am joined by my co-commentator Dawnvenure, and I am Malmo. How's it going?
It's been just a very long day of rando. Did some comms earlier, a couple of seeds here and there, and then now back to more commentating. So,
all right, nothing like a sandwich of commentary. We're starting on Nobly. Not sure what's going on there. All right, hang tight. We are waiting on a buffer. And then we'll be started real soon. So are you excited about this matchup?
It's always exciting to see the Overworld glitches. Doesn't matter who it is. It's just fun seeing how they route and how you can do so much different things.
Agreed. Especially people I haven't personally mentored, not super familiar with them, so it's always going to be a fun surprise to see what they do. So I have managed to avoid spoilers for this match. How about you?
After I finished commentary earlier, I hopped in Walther's stream for a minute or two before I started streaming myself. And I'm like, alright, now that I'm done, I'll mentor you, Walther. Go to TR. He was already finishing up Trinex. I totally meant to say GT as like a little comment.
Nice.
I kind of messed that up, and then the whole time after I sent it, I'm like, oh no, what if he thinks that's a spoiler? Going to GT is the next play or something.
Oh, I see.
I'm glad I typoed and put Turtle Rock.
No, it's just a joke. Just go to TR, forehead. All right. So we're waiting on Walther's stream to update on our end. Hang tight once again. We'll be right with you. We get Walther's chin. This is going to be fun. We get to see how the restream process works. Nice cropping of the 0-0 on Walther's end. It's a very good play. Swedish word of the day. Older age. Oops, spoilers.
My cat's playing fetch.
All right, we get the nice stretchy tracker. Nice to see both runners using the same tracker. Makes it a little bit easier for us. Not having to hunt for items, you know. Sometimes you got one person using a different layout than the other, and it's like, okay, I see a blank spot on the side and a no blank side on the other side, but they're different items.
Whenever I see people use the emo tracker, I'm always like, what items do we have? Because it's laid out much differently.
Yeah, well, this tracker is nice because it lets you use it for quick swap and menuing because it matches one-to-one with your menu, and a lot of people prefer that.
It makes it easier to count how many quick swap pushes you need.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start Nobly, and we're going to let Nobly catch up to Walther because it won't allow Walther to stream earlier than 37 seconds. We can see in Walther's tracker, I believe that's up to date. It's really just the Sahasrahla start he's doing. So he would have checked Hylia Island here. He's going to follow the same path as Nobly. Nobly's going to also check Hylia Island and pretty much meet Walther right in the middle of that staircase.
Yeah, I've been watching some of Walther's Overworld Glitches, and he does prefer this Sahasrahla start. It's quick 3 items over here, as well as being able to check the island if it's anything.
So in the back of closet, we get a red rupee, a bow, classic, and a heart piece. So the fact that Nobly is running out of here makes me think that he is just gunning straight for Eastern Palace. He checks it and it's a green pendant. That might stay his hand a little bit. He's going to save and quit. Let's see if Walther does the same.
Yeah, I believe Walther does do the same. The little bit of spoiler we had earlier, I think he does do the same thing and saves and quits and goes to Keck.
Oh, here we go. Walther's doing the classic Sanctuary to Bonk Rock start. Nobly as well. From here, we get to see where they choose to go, if they go counterclockwise or clockwise. Has a small impact on whether they go to CAC or the mountain, and which path to the mountain they take.
Little arrow fresher there.
Oh, Nobly's going to go straight up the mountain here. This is called the Death Mountain Ascent. He's going to kind of clip up of this hill. It's going to wrap his screen, and he's going to drop straight into the Old Man Cave. This skips the glove requirement to get to Old Man. It's not the only way up the mountain, but it is the fastest way to get to Old Man.
Yeah, and being able to start with a sword, you can actually much easier find your way to the Old Man and get him all the way through to bring him to his home.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of extra defense too. When you're outside, there's all those dead rocks and boulders around, and you can swipe at the dead rocks instead of just being at the mercy of their RNG. Now, Nobly is going to go up the mountain further. He's going to go to Tower of Hera, wrap around the screen here, and climb up the stairs. With that sword, if he finds a big key, he can actually go to Moldorm. Walther has instead chosen to descend to Graveyard Ledge. Sorry, this is not Graveyard Ledge. I've made that mistake before, throwing a bomb in Blind's Hut. Nobly seems to have had a controller malfunction. That's not good. He's walking into a wall.
Alright, got it fixed. For Nobly's controller.
Yeah, Nobly's controller, not Walther's stream. Walther's stream is giving us tidbits on his routing, though. He's actually gone to Kakariko. I was wrong about Graveyard Ledge. It's very easy to mistake those two. You walk into the back of Blind's Hut and you start to throw a bomb, and you're like, wait a second.
So we did find the big key, so Nobly is going up the tower.
Yeah, interesting. It was a big key and a small key. So we might be leaving an item behind in the Hera basement. And it's another, what looks like a controller malfunction. I'm a little worried about that. He dashed up instead of walking.
It looked like he just wanted to collect the 5 arrows.
Oh, I see.
I think it's too odd.
That makes sense. He has the bow. It is one of his better weapons. Walther's tracker is also spoiling the mirror location, somewhere in Kakariko Village or the Lost Woods, which Nobly has not visited yet.
Yeah, it looks like it must have been in the Lost Woods with it, looks like he's going down the stairs to Blind's hut. Little fall to grab this item.
Yeah, with only a couple bombs, you don't really want to waste your bombs just doing the bomb jump, even if it saves time. It's not always the wisest thing to do. I'm going to do a little bumper dash here. Skip that walk around.
It's kind of interesting that Nobly chose to complete Tower of Hera when it's a pendant, rather than complete Eastern when it's a green pendant.
That is very interesting. I think maybe finding no items in the bottom makes him tempted to just quickly check these upstairs. It is a little bit faster than doing Eastern. Not if you fall to Moldorm, though. He doesn't have the safety pots. He will not be able to get heals here if he keeps getting hit. Alright, we got some insight into Walther's side. He is going down the desert. We don't have his tracker up, so we don't see what he has.
He has a cane of Samaria.
He has the cane. Oh, he does. There you go. You're a little bit ahead of me. He has the cane fire rod and a glove. The glove is a really nice thing to find before desert. And there's a death. Nobly takes a death on Moldorm. He's probably not going to come back here for a little bit.
Yeah, especially when it's just a pendant. It's a very difficult fight. I know some players would choose to wait to have the Master Sword before attempting the fight just to make it even easier.
Yeah, Fighter Sword Moldorm is one of the hardest fights to actually do quickly and consistently on low equipment. That bottle will allow him to check Sickid when he goes to Kakariko, giving him a slight leg up on Walther's routing, despite that death.
Ooh, was that the hook shot?
Red rupee?
Red rupee, okay. I just saw something red and not going for it, so it's not the hook shot.
Yeah, fair enough. Walther's going through desert, picking up the items in the front. People often treat desert as overworld because you pass right by it as you go to Agina's cave. Nobly, in the meantime, is going to go to East Death Mountain. He's going to clip into this wall here, do some half circles to wiggle his way up the rock, and then he's going to hop onto this convenient land bridge, skipping the requirement for mirror and hookshot for East Death Mountain. This is a rather dangerous play due to his health situation. All the enemies here do a whole heart or more of damage.
As you can see, he took 2 hits from those dead rocks and had to go get that fairy.
Yeah, and that fairy is notorious for running away from you when you need it the most. Taking it safe in this spiral cave with the enemies here. If he hits too many of them, he's going to have a very perilous trip to Paradox Cave.
It also looks like Walther did find blue mail as well over here somewhere.
Walther is going to back of desert with fire rod, bow, and sword, and a crystal, and the glove. There's no reason not to do this right now.
Yeah, because like even if you didn't have glove, it's the thing you would end your road on. But because you had the glove, you can obviously just get out of the area and continue your routing for Cave 45 and Agina's cave.
A little health cushion for Nobly.
I suppose, accordingly, that all the things which I see.
Yeah, finally a 4th heart where Walther does have 5 hearts already. It's a bit more safety for Walther. Ooh, and a fairy. Not Nobly isn't scared of anything.
Are merely fictions of my mind. What is there then that can be esteemed?
And ether.
Perhaps this only, that there is absolutely nothing certain.
So now it looks like Cinaeth is going to go towards Kakariko. Grab all those items that Walther has.
That'll give us some insight onto what he found there. I'm actually bringing up Walther's stream so I can narrate slightly. I'm going to have to describe what's happening here. I'm just syncing him up right now. I'll link his VOD in chat too so people can watch alongside if they want to do the same.
So is Mirror at the forest hideout? Walther expertly dispatching of Malmo. Yeah, claims his first crystal by 10 minutes something. It's a glove in the well. Kind of interesting that Nobly went to well first. Like, it doesn't really change too much. You get a nice dash all the way across the top of the village. I'm just so used to people going to blind set first, unless they have no bombs.
Yeah, it's just, you walk right past it. It's hard to justify, like, one or the other. It's just right there. You just walk into it. I finally get Walther synced up on my end, just in time for him to appear on the restream again.
Ooh, okay.
It's an interesting clip Walther just did there. I actually don't know it.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
I think it involves a dash. You clip into that slope and you dash, and it puts you into the wall. Every time I've tried kind of YOLOing that, I got stuck in the wall, so I just kind of stopped trying.
Well, it probably is something similar to getting the floating island, where you kind of like sit at a certain part on the slope and just dash, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of do that with the bomb clip out of the portal south of Link's house as well. It clips you in and you just dash to get out of it. Walther's going to do his first Lost Woods check. He's going to go to Lumberjack. No, wait, he's going to the mountain. Nobly's the one who skipped the Lost Woods. I am very confused now.
Nobly got Mirror for the Lost Woods.
This is his first mountain. So we'll see if Walther chooses to go to... Oh, he's taking the old Death Mountain Ascent to Old Man. This is called Classic DMA.
Yeah, I've seen another race where Walther chose to do this method rather than the new DMA.
Yeah, it seems to be his just what he learned how to do. His mentor is also somebody who's been playing this mode for a while. Was in the tournament last year. Not his current mentor, but his previous mentor.
Yeah, when he was learning, he had Ack the Boker teaching him.
Yeah, and then he had Arrower as well. Both of them are, I think they've been playing as far back as 2018 for Overworld Glitches.
It is, I believe Ack put it, he came from the School of Hard Knocks, had to do everything the hard way.
Oh, I call it the School of Hard Locks, like Nobly is very in danger of doing right now. He just map wrapped to Eastern Palace.
Well,
thankfully, he gets stuck in the wall. That actually saves his life here, because if you don't get stuck in the wall there, any rightward movement will hard lock you. The School of Hard Locks. Nobly's heading down to South Shore now. He's going to have to take a different path to Desert Palace if he wants to go there. which I can't imagine skipping when you have the fire rod, the ability to full clear it, and the glove even. He's probably going to do a branching path from here. He's going to go straight to desert.
Yeah, I'm also getting an extra check along the way. And
Walther seems to be remembering how to do a glitch. He is unmentored right now, so he is figuring this out on his own. I think he's trying Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, and he got stuck there. Okay, nobly going against our expectations and is going towards the rest of South Shore.
Who needs desert? Maybe you'll get a book.
Alright, well, there's trying again. Slides down.
This looks
and
almost
got stuck
correct.
Again.
So what you want to do there is you want to slide down the railing and immediately clip in. But it looks like he got a little bit of rightward movement after sliding down, which kind of ruined his subpixel for clipping down, making him fall in the wrong spot. Gonna try it again. He has the right idea. He just has to do it all in one smooth motion. There you go. Perfect.
Alright, didn't wrap this or fix the camera by going back up and back down. Which means if he goes to try and do escape now, it'll just be Houlihan Room.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to know if he actually means to do that or not, because he hasn't done South Shore yet, so he might be doing that on purpose. Let's see if he looks surprised when he drops down. That'll tell us a lot. Nope, he knows exactly where he's going. He's going straight for those rupees.
Okay, so this is actually setting up for the South Shore play. It is giving him the money to do Zora.
Nobly seems to have found enough money for Zora. I kind of missed whether he did this play too. I don't think he did Graveyard Ledge.
No, Nobly did not do Graveyard Ledge yet.
So he just found 300 rubies somewhere, probably here. So he armed a water walk and ice rod cave, but I'm not sure where he's taking it. He's probably going to go to Hobo with a fake flipper and then water walk out of Hobo. Given the different ways we have to access Hobo with Overworld Glitches, this is a bit of a slower play compared to just doing it from Link's house and then doing Zora from Ice Rod Cave. It's a little risky too, because if you miss this fake flipper, your water walk gets disarmed. He is...
Oh, just going straight
what is he
there.
doing? This is like a stored water walk, but that's not really going to work because he doesn't have a moon pearl. So he's going to go in
here.
here.
He has the moon pearl. Looking at his tracker, he found the moon pearl. Must have
Oh,
been
he
in.
does have it. Okay. So he's doing a stored water walk. Very interesting.
So that'll make it easier for him to get the item on Waterfall if there's something there. I believe.
Just an arrow and bombs.
Yep, moon.
Okay, is there anything here? Nope. So even if he hadn't done the stored water walk, he can actually clip up to that ledge. Which is why you don't see that stored water walk play as much in Overworld Glitches as you do in No Glitches. Just a heart container. Might as well grab it since it's your last item before you save and quit.
Yeah, and it is the pretty low on hearts yet. Was at 5, now up to 6.
He seems to be thinking about where to go next. He has some options here. Drinking the green potion, he's probably going to go buy a blue. And that's going to come into play later.
Yeah, releasing that fairy too.
Yeah, you don't want a fairy when you might be death warping. And you
Using
know
the
this
arrow guard, pushing him to set him up for the perfect pixel to get the water walk.
Oh,
the
that's cool.
Fake flipper.
I've seen people do that with the bird. I've never seen somebody do that with the archer. Walther is taking his water walk to Hobo. I don't think we've seen... Yeah, so because he has the moon pearl, he's going to be able to fake flipper off of here. Kind of do the same thing Nobly did, just using a water walk from Hobo. Or not a water walk, a fake flipper from Hobo, and then water walk from the waterfall with his moon pearl. to get the rest of these checks.
Yeah, and because both players decided to do Sahasrarla's Closet first, it does make Hobo more orphans, so Walther is just tying up that loose end and checking it right away.
Nobly is clipping in here, maybe to set up a Pyramid Fairy Death Mountain descent. He's not. He's correcting his camera. Let's see where he goes. Probably just off Death Mountain.
Yeah, having the Moon Pearl gives him a lot of Dark World access, and if Thieves Town is a crystal, I would like to see going to it right away.
I do find that interesting that he bought these potions while having the Moon Pearl. Because normally when you buy a blue potion, the idea is you're going to use a fake flute to get to the Dark World as a bunny. That is not in logic, but there are other in logic ways to do it, and fake flute is the fastest alternative. So Nobly's going to do that clip again, this time in the Dark World, and this is going to get him to East Death Mountain in the Dark World. He's going to be able to do Hookshot Cave, one chest. Might attempt to hover as well.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it more, I kind of do enjoy seeing that blue potion being used as a fake flute. If he were to have done the pyramid check, could loop that in with the Hyrule Castle, then fake flute over to Thieves Town area.
So Nobly just did a mirror wrap. He's going to Laser Bridge, Turtle Rock. Just a straight line there from the mountain. Right into Laser Bridge. He's going to be able to do Turtle Rock backwards. He has the Fire Rod. He has everything he needs to clear this dungeon except the Ice Rod.
Ooh. Silvers and yet another bottle, but Silvers is the important thing that we found at the back of Escape.
Sword on Laser Bridge. Already paid off. This is out of logic because the mirror wrap is not your intended way to get to Turtle Rock. And your intended way to get to Laser Bridge is going forward from the middle, which requires the lamp by logic, and he doesn't have that.
You know, I didn't even think about the lamp being the requirement for Laser Bridge here.
Yep.
Kind of an odd requirement for...
You don't think about it, because doing this room backwards, you just hold up. It's so easy. One of the benefits of Overworld Glitches is never having to do this room forwards in the dark. Alright, Walther's climbing Hera. Let's see if he gets an item off of Moldorm or if there's something in the basement.
Yeah, because this can be pretty big if he does find some kind of progression on Moldorm. Because I doubt Nobly will go back for quite some time.
Yeah. Did he find an item in the big chest? I missed it.
I know he found one item in there.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident about that, but his tracker's showing he didn't, but...
That's going to make it even harder for him to go back. So that's a map. Let's see what this is. Walther's just going to bomb jump straight across, save a little time. Okay, so there is an item. Now that I think of it, I do remember Nobly getting bombs there, because he only had 2 going in, he had 5 up here.
Getting a little bunny beamed, but... Ooh.
A little ring
Gotta
around the
avoid
rosy.
those skulls. The skulls do a load of damage.
They do. He is backing into the door to avoid the laser eye. He doesn't want to die here.
Two more hits for Walther to kill Moldorm.
Alright, very clean Moldorm from Walther. No falls. And an item.
A second item, but...
We will not be seeing the basement today. We will probably not be seeing that item from Nobly unless he gets really trolled by an item enough to convince him to go back. There is nothing here in Hera except the pendant.
He's being super careful checking these chain chomps.
It's worth noting that given our items, if the pendant layout, if the key layout in Eastern is favorable, pedestal can be in logic.
Oh, that's right.
With that fire rod, you can get to back of Eastern if the key is in the front.
I think that would be like the most interesting thing on pedestal would be lamp.
Lamp on pedestal, yeah.
With a pendant Eastern.
I've seen lamp in GT in a 7-7 open. It requires a very specific pendant and key layout. It's a flippers.
Ooh.
TR is paying off for Nobly.
Walther disrespects the sign.
Walther, you might be on that sign one day. Be nice to it. For those who don't know, that sign lists previous tournaments, Overworld Glitches Tournament winners. 2018, 2019, there were tournaments. I believe it was Christus Owen in 2018 and Glenn in 2019. Nobly is remembering he doesn't have the hook shot and going the correct way through here. Getting a quick magic refill before going up. Cane of Berna. Yeah, there we go. He almost dashed straight into that. It wouldn't have killed him, but it, would have stopped him. So he's thinking about mirroring out, but where's he going to go from there? Mirroring out will take him to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It doesn't have the hammer, so I think, just a saving quit is fine. If you had the hammer, I'd be fine leaving through the front and mirroring, and then going back to the Dark World to get Sewer Bunny and the...
Yeah, I think Nobly can hover too. He'll probably attempt the hover of Hookshot Cave if he were going up there. He might just go straight back. If he's not going there, he is going... Yeah, he's correcting his camera, so he's going to go back up the mountain. If not, to the Dark World. There's kind of two places you can go from here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised going down Dark World.
Yeah, so he can get to Village of Outcasts from here. He can do Skullwoods if he wants. He doesn't have the pendant from Moldorm, so he's probably going to be less incentivized to grab the one from Skullwoods.
Another thing I was thinking too is I also kind of like seeing Gan's Tower play. Having the Canis Amaria and the Fire Rod allows you to get to Ice Armos.
Yeah. And how many times have you gone there and just found the hammer? Or just found the cane? If he finds the big key, knowing that he can hover, he can climb. If he really wanted to.
Alright, Walther going to East Dark Death Mountain now. We'll see if he decides to do Sewer Bunny, because it doesn't look like he's going into Turtle Rock. Obviously he can from the middle, which he could do after checking Sewer Bunny and Hookshot.
Yeah, he could also descend to Catfish and then go to Pod. Oh, this is a King's Tomb check from Nobly. Hammer. And Hookshot. That's the in-logic check. Walther's gonna hover.
Attempt to hover.
Yes. Let's see this. Alright, one and done hover attempt.
Give it the whole college try.
Yeah, best not to waste too much time trying that if you're not gonna get it the first try. Especially when Super Bunny Cave is still here. You can just find the hookshot in Super Bunny Cave and feel really bad about yourself afterward.
So now I do like doing the catfish into pod play.
Nobody's blind pulling Bumper Ledge. This is sort of similar to New Death Mountain Ascent. Nobly, don't hard lock, please. He is dangerously close to that. Okay, I think he's fine, actually. Nope, he's not fine.
Oh, no.
There are some broken transitions on that screen. If you move the wrong way, you get this infinite scroll. You hit a transition that's not on the edge of the screen, the game doesn't know where to put you. It does not allow you to save and quit, so you have to hard reset and lose all your progress. Thankfully for Nobly, he's doing this from a save and quit. He's not going to lose any progress.
And Walther finds his Master Sword in Mimic Cave.
Different Master Sword. Because Nobly didn't go here. He did not exit at the big chest entrance.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping during that screen scroll if it was actually going to show the item on the bumper ledge, and it did not.
The item, I mean, being screen wrapped, those items don't show up anyway. That would be funny, though. It's probably not even faster to blind pull it versus just running up and checking it, especially because most of the time you're not going to get the item. All right, here we go. Another DMD. Let's see if he tries this again or if he just checks the item this time. It's not the most costly hard lock you can get. It's really no different from a soft lock, having not made any progress. He's going to skip it entirely. Probably intends to route it into Skull Woods later if he decides to go for that pendant.
Yeah, I really like where he is going though. Like Thieves Town, cleanable crystal.
Nobly is telling us he saw the item in the screen wrap.
Oh,
that's one way to check Bumper Ledge. Given that he's not going back for it, it's probably nothing.
I'm probably checking the outside of Thieves Town to try and find the hammer. If I were to guess. And the interesting thing will be seeing if Walther decides to take that big key from the front here and decide to go to Laser Bridge, because then he'll have Tempered Sword.
Yeah. All he has to do is mirror out to Big Chest. He'll get to open the big chest, which nobody didn't do. I think it's a small key, but Walther doesn't know that. Alright, nobly is going into Thieves Town without a hammer. Walther has a hammer. So this could get interesting.
So just like looking at the items that we have, and it's possible we're just 2 items away from go mode, but...
Oh, no way. With these pendants, that is actually wild, but you're right. We need a hookshot and a hammer.
I was going to say ice rod and...
Oh, that's a hookshot and ice rod, not hammer. I was looking at Nobly's tracker and it was close by.
But yeah, but it's also with a Crystal Misery Mire. Could be one of the other medallions as well being needed.
We'll find out soon enough from Nobly. He's gonna go down there next, most likely. Although I should be get out of the habit of predicting people because I often get called a liar. People just go left. I say they're gonna go right, and they go left. Walther's gonna...
Oh, he has a bomb jump to get across.
Yeah, he has the Cane of Samaria. Walther, you have the Cane of Samaria. What are you doing? This bomb jump is rather pixel particular. There's a kind of a diagonal zigzag of pixels that work. And they're not very intuitive. I almost always have to bring up a picture when I try this. Walther, please. Thank you. Oh. You have the cane. Very good bomb jump, though. It's a useful bomb jump if you're in here without the cane and hook shot, which can happen.
Maybe he was playing a little bit too much door rando.
Yeah, cross keys. That's like a cross keys bomb jump. I think most people learn it for that mode. We're going to get to see quite the power up for Walther. He's going to have a hammer and a tempered sword and the silver arrow. Nobly is missing all of those things.
And half magic to top it off.
Where was that?
Half magic was in Super Bunny, I believe, or Mimic Cave.
Oh, Mimic Cave was... Yeah, Mimic Cave was half magic, huh? No, Mimic Cave was a sword.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, it was Super Bunny with the half magic.
I almost said Mimic Cave was a hammer, and then I realized that doesn't make any sense. Alright, have you been counting your items in Thieves Town?
I have not.
Maybe Nobly can enlighten us. Is there an item in the big chest?
Walther blowing at the back wall, that's pretty smart to do. Because you're going to have to do it eventually if you're going to mirror wrap to the back later.
He's going to check his map for the first time. This makes a lot of sense now, why he's leaving. Because it makes sense to bomb the wall while you're doing your lasers. Because, like you said, when you do the mirror wrap later, you can avoid that extra hit of damage. When you do the bomb, you can avoid the delay. And just go straight to try next. Very heads-up play. I saw Blind dropped an item, but I don't know if that means there's an item in the big chest or not.
I'm gonna assume that there's nothing in the big chest. And looks like Walther is gonna do Pyramid.
If this isn't Pyramid, this is Ganon's Tower. Nope, it's Pyramid. Manually lining up that pixel. You can just kind of walk along that lower rail. That's just south of the stairs. He's going to try to death warp on a dead rock, but you actually have to fix your camera to do that. And we got these little half-heart damage. It's a common muscle memory mistake to heal up the old man before doing this. And then you regret your decisions.
Yeah.
Trying to chase down cabbages that only catch you when you're not trying to get hit. This is quite the dig game, too. It's got to be like 30 digs.
For the ice rod.
All right, let's see what that medallion is. I'm very curious now. Nobody's going to take a longer route to it. Probably going to teleport down here at Stumpy. And then just dash straight across.
So he does have shovel as well, so he's going to also loop this in with that.
Oh, interesting. It's not in his tracker, but he is mirroring here.
There's all 4 bottles.
There you go. Walther's portal is just a little bit off, and he has to kind of fix his camera positioning as he exits to get unstuck. Nothing on the pyramid, but he will mirror to the escape. He has not checked the uncle yet. It's very common in Overworld glitches to put off the uncle until you have the mirror, just so you can route these together. And meanwhile, on Nobly's side, we get our first hype cave. It is interesting that he chose to skip Mire Shed and that Mire Medallion check.
Yeah, I felt like that was really important information to have.
Yeah, I wanted to know. I don't know about him. But he's not as close to go mode as we are to no mode. So maybe that information is not as immediate to him. Alright, where does he go from here? He's going to go back to Mire Shed. I think he either realizes or he go this way.
Has the mirror, and I believe he hasn't done desert, so maybe he was just wanting to clear it all at once.
Wait, this route is actually perfect, because you can just save and quit out of Agina's cave. Yeah, okay, this is actually a really cool route. Because he didn't do desert yet, he gets to do all of these checks together. And by doing it after Hype Cave, he can just save and quit out of Agina's cave, saving a little bit of backtracking. I'm not sure if that saved time or not, but it makes sense to do. It's a little high for the teleport. Let's see if he sets up an irregular. That looks good. Hope it's an up. I don't know the irregular teleports as well. That's why I don't usually try them.
It's a little high here, but
you can just go one deeper and he'll be fine. But he's setting up these ups pretty consistently. That's another up teleport. Yep.
There's an item in Dark Cross, I believe. Yep, because you have the key and he just found the map.
There's your teleport. Alright, we got this kind of mega route through the Mire area. If he has Ether, he can even just do Mire. Albeit on rather low equipment for Vitreous. Not the worst, but not the best either.
Well, it's tempered sword, and we do know he has at least one blue potion.
Nobly has master.
Oh, that's right. On my tracker I have tempered.
Oh.
Because we know where the swords are.
Oh, you're tracking for both at once. He did not do Mimic Cave. Oh, he's not gonna... Okay, so he's gonna take a slightly different route. Man, the suspense is killing me, though, with this Meyer medallion. It seems to be Quake, though. He has it on his tracker. So we are at least 2 items from no mode. And by at least, I mean exactly 2 items. We know what we need. Quake, hookshot.
I'm a little on the surprise side that Walther chose to do hammer pegs instead of going to pod.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really easy location to not do ever if you don't get the mitts.
It was a really good time to do it. It's just kind of surprising to not go towards the crystal, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're kind of betting on it being a bad seed. But he can get to pod other ways. He has NMG access to it. He can just go back into that portal. He can route it in from Catfish, which he hasn't done yet. There's a neat little clip you can do close to Catfish that gets you straight to Kiki. Or very close to him. Sick Kid. He's routing this into Sick Kid. That is actually very cool. Of course, Nobly had the bottle coming in here. Walther did not.
Looks like Walther's going to take the long way around to get to Dark World to do the Thieves Town.
Yeah. When you're already here, it makes sense. I think it's faster than trying to glitch your way in from the mountain. I'm interested to see if Walther dips Skullwoods.
I really don't think he will. It's just 2 items with not... could pay off, but...
No.
For just 2 items, it's kind of quite a few checks you gotta do.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rabbit hole. You can go in, you can grab 1 item and leave if you find it, but if you don't find an item there, you're going deeper, and that's gonna sink a lot of time for a pendant dungeon. If you're gonna come back here, you're gonna do it with a pedestal pull. Walther has everything he needs to do pod in Eastern. He's just gonna do pod, and if he doesn't find anything here, he might go to Eastern. And that's when it makes sense to go to Skullwoods, because that gives you an extra check. But we're not at the phase where we really need to start thinking about the pedestal yet. And pedestal is just hookshot at this point. Even hookshot or Quake. So while we're retracing our steps, be sure to give these runners a follow. They have retroactively put on a good show for you. Some of them are here watching with us. Please also give my co-commentator Dawnvenure a follow, and the Restreamer Cinaeth. He has been putting on so many restreams for this tournament, pretty much all of them.
I'm still trying to think, I might have been yawning or something at the time, but I have missed Meyer Shed. Sure, it must have been nothing.
I missed Meyer Shed too, because I saw Nobly, I think he hasn't done it yet, because I saw him dash to Meyer and then dash back to Gina's cave. He just went just close enough to see the medallion. So maybe he goes back into his portal and does Meyer Shed. I almost think he was hoping to do Meyer and just didn't have the medallion for it.
So I'm kind of wondering, where is this hookshot? Because I think that's what will lead Nobly back towards Hookshot Cave where the hammer lies.
Well, yeah, I would think that, but I think Nobly can hover, so if he really wanted to, he could go there. But if he is close to Hookshot Go mode, hovering Hookshot Cave becomes less of a smart play. the best he could find there is that medallion or the hammer. And when you could just go to Ganon's tower, why do that? Because if you can hover, you can full clear Ganon's tower with the hammer. And if you don't find the big key, then you can just come back with hammer hookshot later, because that's your go mode anyway.
Like, him not having hammer is kind of gonna put him off of going towards like Ice Palace and Pod until he does find that hammer.
Yeah, it is a little
never
concerning.
want to double dip a dungeon.
Mimic Cave is very easy to orphan. When you take the mirror wrap path through Turtle Rock, the biggest danger of that is orphaning Mimic Cave. He is going down. Let's see if he goes to the escape or if he goes to Ganon's tower.
I believe this is the pyramid at this point. Or it's Ganon's tower. All right.
You learned your lesson yet? Never guess what the runners are doing. Oh, Walther's opening the big chest. Let's see what it is.
But yeah, I did say I did like this play earlier.
Oh, it's an item. It's not the hook shot.
Being able to go to the right side all the way to Ice Armos.
Oh, Walther found an item in the big chest. It is not the hook shot, but it is an item, and that is going to weigh on Nobly a little bit if he's not just in hammer go mode.
Yeah, taking his time. Don't want to get yeeted off the off the barrier there.
I'm always thinking that's a mentor instruction moment.
Yeah.
Pausing to wait for your mentor to confirm you're in the right spot before doing the inputs.
Yeah, because if he was down a little bit, he'd get yeeted off to the side, and you gotta save and quit. There's a big key.
There you go. Gonna grab a small key for the road, and then he's gonna go.
Yeah, then it could also just be like a reminder, like, once you're in, you gotta hold down and right to hop into GT. Just waiting for confirmation.
All of these clips up the mountain, they all kind of take different inputs. Some of them you tap left, you tap right, you tap up, hold down right. It's so hard to remember all of them until you've committed them to muscle memory. So, with that big key in hand, Nobly has a chance to save a lot of time not doing the hammer hookshot side if Quake is not there. Because Walther can go up there and full clear it and find nothing.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a win will Walther do that. Because like I said, he does have a lot of dungeons open with Ice Palace and Pod available to him to full clear.
That is a French vanilla red mail in tile room. Walther is taking a very interesting path through Dig Game. Creating
Unless you just want to have fun.
Hieroglyph.
Looks like he was hoping for bombos, because that's what it looked like he was drawing.
Little does he know, he actually needs Quake.
Nobly using Ether to not have to deal with the Gibdos.
Alright, let's see Meyer Shed. Because I missed that. That's a lamp.
What?
Fire locked in Ganon's tower. Remember when we were talking about silly places the lamp can be? 2 hearts. Given Nobly's health total, he probably has those too. Walther saved and quit out of there. Does that mean he's just gonna walk to Hype Cave this way? That kind of isolates Stumpy a little bit. He'll have to backtrack to get to those items, Stumpy and the shovel. If he wants to get real fancy, he can do a bomb clip out of this portal to get to Stumpy faster. But it probably would have been faster to just clip out of Meyer at that rate. So he's just going to go...
Yeah, he's taking him back.
He's taking the old school route. He's just going to go lift up that rock.
Yeah. With Walther being unmentored, he doesn't have anyone to tell him, like, hey, this is where you got to be to teleport out of here. So maybe he doesn't know, or doesn't want to risk getting locked in some way.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. You don't, you're not entirely sure about your teleports. You can waste a lot of time doing them. Something that would be a shortcut for somebody else might just be a waste of time for you, and that's Quake. Quake on Bob's chest in Ganon's tower. It is not hammerlocked. At least not literally hammerlocked, maybe logically. I don't know. Don't ask me. But what that does mean is that if the hookshot's not just in that one chest that you can bonk to, nobody can skip the entire left side of Ganon's tower.
So at this point, we're just kind of looking for this hookshot.
Yeah, there's a lot of places left to go. Ice Palace and Pod are probably the most lucrative. You can also quickly dip to TR again, fight Trinex.
And as you said, nobly knowing how to hover, he is going up the tower.
There we go. I don't think the hookshot can actually be here, but this is a single dip for him. He's not going to come back with the hammer. I can't imagine he would.
Yeah, for logically one item.
And even then, that requires like 4 keys. So probably not even going to be there.
Oh yeah, need 4 keys just for which is probably hook locked anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I always just assume hookshot's not going to be there unless you find 4 keys in Stalfo's or in not Stalfo's room. Not even sure where they can be without that being hookshot locked. Ooh. Okay.
Arrows, this is one arrow pickup here.
Yeah, it has a chance of despawning, which is why he waited for that bomb to go away. He's now on 2.5 hearts, but he does have a fairy. He'll be okay.
Fairy and 1 to 2 blue potions.
Meanwhile, Walther is making his way into Pod. He has taken the NMG route to get in here. He's going to get to single dip this. Having the hammer, the silver arrows will make Helmstor very easy. Has the fire rod for an easier turtles room. Nobly's going to take a pit stop at the safety room to replenish his health and magic. Having just a little bit of magic here, it makes sense to do. Even with that fairy in a bottle, it's probably slower to fairy revive than it is to just grab the fairies here.
Yeah, you never know when you need that fairy. Like, you could just have one little, like, derp in your head and end up taking a lot of damage in some places.
Yeah, and these rooms can get away from you really fast. You get bad RNG or you just move wrong.
Sword beams are not your friend.
Yeah, I like to have them for Stalfos, and then I like to lose them immediately for this room. You got a nice spike kill on that red Zaydak, though. And the other one, too. We've got a couple things to watch for here. We also have Walther. Yeah, and he has 4 keys right now, which means these items here are not necessarily keys.
Yeah, because there's up to 6 small keys up in the front. And having 4 of them already... Like, maybe this is the legendary 6 small key front of Pod, but...
I had that once. It was cool. Five key pods are just annoying, but 6 key pods are fun. We like those.
So while they're going to make his way towards the back of Pod. With 5 items remaining in the dungeon. Gonna have to pay attention to what's back here.
Mm-hmm.
While Nobly is making his way towards the top where the last 4 chests are.
There's chests here too, but I don't think they can be the hook shot. So the best thing he can find here is a sword. Do you think he'll ever find that sword in Mimic Cave?
Maybe. I can see him getting that hammer, and then just hopping down to the Mimic Cave, mirroring, grabbing the Mimic Cave, then just going towards the back of Turtle Rock that way.
I suppose. But having the hammer will also tempt him to drop down to Pod, assuming he hasn't done it yet by the time he gets back up there. Nobly found a key on the top of Ganon's tower. Very interesting. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if that means the hookshot can be in this chest or not, but we'll find out soon enough. So Nobly being 2 items from Go Mode, both of them can't be up here, so he doesn't need the Moldorm chest. He's probably still going to kill Moldorm just to get him out of the way, and maybe hope for a sword.
So I think from here, Nobly's probably just going to go towards Misery Mire, having that fully unlocked for him.
So far, nothing in Pod. We're going to go to the Helmasaur and see if he has the item. I have not been counting items, but I'm pretty sure I saw him pick up Map and Compass in here. Nobly's hovered. First try, he's going to get this item here. It's not going to be the hook shot. Why did he do that? Oh no. Is this the controller malfunction again? It might be a result of holding your controller sideways to do the hover. And then like switching it over again. Yeah. That can happen when you're doing clips too, but hovering, it's especially painful because you got to do the hover again.
And the fight over again.
Yeah. That feels bad. He got it first try, too. That was a very clean hover.
And fails it the second time.
Well, we've got a Dark Turtles and a hover to watch out here for. See who gets it first. I think Walther has the fire rod here. He's probably going to get it quickly. There is something to be said about staying in logic, because if you stay in logic, you get much better equipment for this climb. Not just, the hook shot, but also having a hammer for Moldorm, having a tempered sword for Moldorm makes this much easier.
Yeah, this fight's getting rough. Getting it first try and then...
Yeah, that can't feel good. And once you're up here, you're kind of committed to it. This is a long walk to get back.
You're dead, Helmasaur King. Yeah, Moldorm's been pretty mad at Nobly too this seed. Knocking him off once, killing him.
Yeah, it almost seems like Nobly's having a harder time with Moldorm and then with the hovering.
Then just got bullied off the edge twice this now.
He just keeps turning around and then juking him and faking him out. Alright, let's get one more hover attempt. Walther's going independent Eastern. This makes sense. This is the time to do it. You've been to Pod and found nothing. You're very close to pulling the pedestal at this point, but it's not even really a bad play anymore. It's just a thing you can do while clearing Skull Woods. Walther also hasn't checked Bumper Ledge. So that's yet another thing you can do.
There are 4 items here.
Yeah, green pendant. It's true. This is actually a high density play. Alright, Moldorm defeated once more. At least you get to get your revenge on Moldorm multiple times.
Alright, starting to hover a little bit farther back to try and get the rhythm going, and once you move the directional pad, it kind of interrupts your rhythm. So just making sure to try and get that. But
I think we're starting to approach that time where climbing Ganon's tower again would have been faster. I always hold my breath when they do that. If I go silent, it's because of that. I'm also trying to pay attention to what Walther finds here. So far, nothing. I'm actually very interested in why nobly is attempting to fight Moldorm at all. It actually doesn't make sense to go after this item. It's slowing him down quite a bit. But I suppose, having that extra space to work with when you start your hover can give you at least the time to wind up and...
Alright. Oh, I was going to say, this is it.
That looked like it. This has to be the most Moldorms I've ever seen killed. Outside of Boss Shuffle.
In the Chaos Shuffle.
Alright, let's go. We're across. Let's get that.
Alright, pausing, giving your hand a break, celebrating.
Definitely not a hook shot. Flipping that controller around so you hit the correct D-pad direction. There you go. All for a red rupee. And an attitude fight. Must be awkward not being able to hook clip through those.
Yeah, it's getting a little worrisome too. How many times, like you look at his health total now, he's down to 3.5 hearts.
He has a fairy, he'll be fine. At least I think he does. I know he dropped his fairy before and bought some potions, but I think he found another one. If not, Walther did.
One of the other bottles had it.
Yeah, I just can't
think
remember.
Maybe 3 bottles had fairies.
That's a hookshot on Armos.
Hookshot on Armos.
Walther is not quite in go mode yet. He has to go back to Ganon's tower. He has to get that Quake medallion.
He has to get... I was going to say he has to get the information on Quake, but he's already been in the area. He knows what it is.
He went to Mireshed. This is going to be a very fast seed for Walther. He just has to go mode some very nice dungeons to go mode, including Swamp and Ice. He's turning in his green pendant because he doesn't have Quake yet.
So, like, unfortunately, he might actually go and do Swamp and Ice before doing GT.
Yeah, maybe. But, like, you find the hook shot, you can full clear GT, and you need to get that big key. He's going to the mountain.
Okay, so yeah, this might just be the the GT play.
He can also just really quickly finish off Trinex here.
Because, like, what I was thinking was more so that for nicer routing to go to Ganon, like, finishing on GT seems like it'd be nicer, but...
You can, go in there and get the big key and leave.
He was doing the item density plays, and GT does have a lot of item density.
Given the choice to go mode different dungeons, GT is not usually the first one I choose, because you do have just that chance of the big key being very last. Versus Swamp and Ice, you can always go mode if the item's not in there. It also makes a lot of sense for him to just kill Trinex real quick, because even if it's not an item, it's just something you do by itself anyway.
Yeah, I can just do a Trinex into GT.
Well, Trinex into GT isn't really something you do because you'd have to mirror and re-enter the Dark World, but like I said, it's something you don't do with anything else. You just do it. So if it's an item, you're going to do that right now after doing Ganon's Tower. Oh,
Ooh, he went the wrong way.
He went the wrong way.
Yeah, he's stuck in the side of the tower now.
I think he held up instead of right. Holding, tapping up is what you do after the spin speed hair clip, so it's very easy to mix up those muscle memories. Nobody's going to Misery Mire. He has that medallion now. There's no reason not to do this right now for him.
Yeah, this was the expected play. As I was saying, because he doesn't have that hammer. It's not really any other clearable crystals besides Misery Mire.
Yeah.
And with him having Lamp, it's not even a scary dungeon to do.
And given his hover struggles, going back to Hookshot Cave is not going to be very appealing to him when he still doesn't have the hammer. It would be interesting to know if he actually does choose to go Pod into Eastern. With Pod not being full clearable, at least being able to get most of the items out of it and get some more item density. Especially if your next play afterward is going to be Skullwoods. Look at this nice mountain rain we get. It looks like chocolate bars. We're going to clear it away. You monster.
So Walter not doing the
he's
mirror wrap. It has the rest of Hookshot Cave to do.
Oh, he was this close to go mode. He's going to go into Ganon's Tower and soft lock. Let's see if this hurts him. Or if he just goes there next. Hookshot Cave does make sense. After doing TR, I don't think he knows the mirror by himself. I think he's going in here because this is how he knows how to get to Trinex.
Yeah, it's not that much longer. And he did have to check Hookshot Cave anyway.
We'll get to see from Nobly's side what kind of Misery Mire this is going to be. Because Walther's going to go mode this no matter what.
Yeah, if it's a God Mire, it's a benefit for Walther.
It is a God Mire. At least it's the short kind. So Nobly found an item on the bridge. He's going to go straight to Vitreous, hoping that Vitreous has the second item. Unfortunately, the odds are not in his favor here, because that big key has to lock a small key. Can be on the big chest, but it can also just be on Vitreous. Ooh, this is cool. So Nobly is arming Spooky Action Glitch. This is a version of Spooky you do when you don't have the flute. You void out a block here, and it sets an altitude value of 255. It's a bit different from normal Spooky. You don't get to just walk in and shoot your fire rod. You have to do some setup with a fire rod dash. And it only works in the second room. So he's going to slash his sword 4 times to kind of set up the timing for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. He did not do the item dash. Yeah, you need to do the item dash. There you go. Doesn't look like he made it though.
Yeah,
but that is the idea. You usually want to be on the very bottom of the screen when you do the item dash. There's actually a second Spooky you can YOLO here, where you just fire down at these blue pegs and walk up. It has a 50% chance of success. So you just try it once, and if it works, it works. Interesting to note it's Bombos for Turtle Rock, which we don't have.
So Walther, this is the part that I saw for Walther. He's trying to remember what side to go down to Catfish, and he guessed the wrong side.
This is a map wrap setup. He needs to not do this. Okay, good.
And so because he realized that was not the right play to do, he saved and quit immediately.
That is very wise. It's very easy to hard lock doing things like that. He's on the edge of a map screen, so if he were to hit that transition, it would put him at Skullwoods, but in a very unstable state where if he moves the wrong way, he'll hard lock, just like we almost saw on Nobly's side at the very beginning of the seed. There is a setup you can do to actually get to Skullwoods. It's not something you're ever just going to try in a race, not knowing how to do it, because it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, I remember during my race last week, or the other week, and SPN was saying that this would have been the perfect seed to go from TR to Skullwoods, and he would have loved to play it, but... Yeah, he's like, there's no way I'm going to teach you this in the middle of a race.
No. Okay, this is really good. Walther's going to the tower. He's going to hit go mode super soon. He has the hammer. He has the tempered sword. He has the silver arrows. Nothing's going to stop him from here.
And let's see if he continues right.
Yeah, nobly as I promised.
Yeah, this is really good for Walther. He's going to find his big key. Oh, he's going to get his stuff off of Bob's Torch, most likely, right?
Yeah, well, he didn't get the big key. Right? He just went straight left?
Yeah.
Or straight right. So he's going to actually go Ice Armos.
Oh, he's probably just going to... Yeah. No, this is actually worse for Walther.
He needs the Quake. Quake is really close to Ice Armos. It's 3 extra checks he's doing. He's going to possibly even exit out that door.
Because he's just going to go left now.
Oh, yeah, he's going to
go left.
Because he doesn't have the big key. He can't do the big chest. Yeah, so actually, no, you're right, because he doesn't have the big key. He's not gonna... He's gonna go full left. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's gonna mirror out. This is, not a good...
It's not that it's not a good play, it's just that we know it's not the right one.
Yeah, it's a natural consequence of having the hammer. It's not really a choice Walther is making. This is the route that makes sense.
Like
this
nobly
is what
got pigeonholed to do what he did, where
exactly.
Walther has the freedom to do the entire tower any way he wants.
I'll be fine. He's way ahead of nobly. He is, I want to say, like 7 hover attempts ahead. And also on a sword advantage, nobly's probably not going to recover from unless he happens to find one. There's a flute. That's a flute we're not going to get to see activated. So put your burbs away. We're not activating that flute.
Nice little paperweight. It doesn't even like fix the item menu because you already had the shovel.
We're not even going to get to see it in their menu. It's just going to be behind the shovel the whole time. Bombos. Bombos is their logical access to Turtle Rock. Nobly is getting the worst layout for Meyer. Has chosen not to do this in the first trip twice and has to backtrack a second time. Yeah, this is a very nice seed if you just do the mountain in the dark, which it's hard because hookshot's on Pin and Eastern, which is also not so great, but like you do that after getting the hammer, right? Because you don't go to pod without the hammer so soon. But hookshot is what makes you want to go to the mountain in the first. So depending on your hover ability or your willingness to do hammerless pod, this could be a very nice seed or this could be a very bad seed.
I was thinking, like, how would I have routed this seed and where would I be in comparison to these runners? And for me, I'm not sure if I would have found that hammer as early as Walther did, and I don't think I would find that those flippers as early as either one of them did.
Yeah, I think what I would, my saving grace would be doing catfish into pod and getting Super Bunny on the way in, and then just choosing to orphan hookshot cave because I'm 2 items from go mode and one of them hookshot.
But like I could see myself after getting Ice Rod being able to be like, all right, I can full clear Turtle Rock, and that's where everything else would come together, the hammer and the flippers.
The problem with that is if you take the mirror wrap, then you don't do all those checks on the top of the mountain. So you have to commit to not doing the mirror wrap or do probably what I would have done is top of the mountain, the 3 checks I can do there, and then mirrorless TR wrap, which is a thing you can do from kind of near the Lionel Bridge. It's a little bit faster to do it that way if you're coming from the left. But that's a very full cleary way to play. If you're just hoping that your items are in TR, it's going to go straight into TR. And when you fight Trinexx, you're not going to get to return to the Dark World because you're going to be stuck in that head. You're not going to have your access to the Dark World. You don't have the hammer, you don't have the mitts. So you're kind of screwed. Nobly is doing his play into the escape. At 1 hour and 14 minutes, we get to see the uncle. Meanwhile, Walther is having a very, I wouldn't say easier gauntlet. Having the Tempered Sword half magic fire rod. This is going to be a much smoother trip. And then, of course, having that hook shot when you get to the top.
Interesting.
Oh, he's taking
he's
the NNG route. The fastest way to do this is a clip called River Clip. But if you don't know that clip, I think this is the second fastest. Except maybe Houlihan? I'm not sure. I've never timed this against Houlihan. If I was going to go this way, I would just River Clip.
Yeah, I would just Houlihan. That's because I don't really know much more.
Yeah. Well, the downside to Houlihan is you're doing a much more soft walkable Death Mountain descent. So you can mess that up and not be able to continue. Versus whatever Nobly did. I'm not sure if he took Graveyard Ledge or if he took the more traditional Dark World DMD but in the Light World.
He did the Dark World DMD but in the Light World.
Okay. Although that one can hard lock you. If you get hit by a boulder as you're falling, it can knock you into that bad transition before you have a chance to bonk. There is a safer setup where you just kind of dash along the top and walk down. But it's a little bit more niche. People are just now starting to learn it for not having a sword. I'm curious what Walther is opening chests for here. He has tempered in silvers. Maybe he's hoping for a clutch full heal.
I think Walther does have a couple fairies though, and maybe a blue potion? I'm not entirely sure. If we found a blue potion in a bottle or not, or if I was just seed bleeding from one of the other 4 or 5 seeds I've seen today.
I think nobody bought potions, but if Walther was hoping for a clutch heal, he found it. There was a heart piece that filled him up in pre-Moldorm chest.
I don't know, maybe he's just hoping for gold sword, maybe. But you're pretty dang set for Ganon.
Yeah, and all the other dungeons too. And he knows he's in go mode. I saw him mirror out Quake. So he's not just forgetting he's not in go mode. So I'm curious to see, like, what does Nobly do? His options are rather limited. He can go to Pendant Dungeons and full clear them. He can pull the pedestal if he wanted to, but he probably won't because he already attempted Moldorm and didn't get it. Oh yeah, chat is asking why we have our runners listed as the tracker. This is a VODcast. We are capturing their streams, and we're actually capturing their trackers too, which is why it's a little bit stretched. You can see Walther's cursor moving around on Aga 2 as he marks it complete. So we don't have a live tracker. It doesn't, it doesn't look nearly as clean, but it gets the job done. It requires us one less volunteer for these vodcasts, so we can just quickly put them up for your viewing pleasure. Walther's gonna run to Swamp Palace, I think. Just walk there.
Yeah, I think at this point, Nobly might just make the gamble into Pendant Eastern.
Yeah, Pendant Eastern will take him back to the mountain. That's the best thing that can happen to him. He's probably going to take the portal to Pod so he can go to Pod and Eastern. He has this choice of kind of full clearing Pod until he gets stuck and then mirroring to Eastern when he finds nothing in Pod. This is the best possible thing that can happen to him right now. It's not going to save him, but it is... He is not done the hobo yet. He has done the hobo. I saw him do it.
Nope, only Walther did the hobo. Nobly just took the stored water walking and went
Oh, he took it to the waterfall. Oh, that's right. I was confused because I thought he was taking it to the hobo. Because that's what you normally do. Well, this is the fastest way to check the... No! Well, Nobly. Oh, you make me sad. Aw. That was his saving grace. But he's gonna go somewhere else. Maybe he just goes to the mountain.
Yeah, this might just be his, because he didn't do Turtle Rock yet. Or at least finish it. So, this is kind of leading him there.
Yeah. But it's only kind of leading him to specifically Trinex. He's not gonna be able to get to the hammer from Trinex. He's just gonna be stuck there. So which chest in Swamp Palace do you think has the other sword?
Waterfall.
Yeah, that's the one I always run past. And then find out from Ganon that it's actually silver arrows and get mad.
I guess Nobly is trying to do the mirror rep.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Bumpus.
Guess there's something in Left Side Swamp that we won't be seeing. What is he looking for?
Why is it just supposed to be a sword upgrade?
I guess. I mean, he's Walther. He doesn't need it. Good at this game. I mean, it's nice to have. Like, you don't have to try to get one-on-one. You can just slash him a bunch of times. I mean, he has like, what, 4 bottles, half magic, 3 swords, silver arrows, 15 hearts, red mail, blue mail?
Blue mail.
Red mail is in Ganon's tower. Right? It was in Tile Room. Oh,
Yep,
Walther just
room.
ran past Tile Room. So he saved a good minute and a half there. Very nice quick kill on Argus. He gets the big key. There's 3 items on the left side. We won't be seeing those. Unless Nobly goes in there looking for a hook shot, which feels bad, man. Oh, almost in time for that ice floor. Oh, he's doing that kind of difficult Master Sword fight, too. He has potions. He's just going to abuse his potions here. Might as well. Just completely spam those rods, do the slashes, don't even bother with the hammer. Save a few menus.
Looks like Walter's making his way towards Misery Mire.
Yeah, I think he...
Yeah, I think he probably just knows like the one teleport, which is over on the side.
Interesting, because that's one of the harder teleports to do to get to Mire. And it's not the fastest way in. Because the other teleports are just normal teleports. This one you have to like make sure you let go of down left before you land so you don't accidentally move into the transition. But he gets it. He'll just be going straight in there. He's going to get his God Mire. He's going to go straight to Vitreous. No, he's not going to do the left side chest. It's going to be a very quick dungeon for him. There was not an item on Trinex. I wonder if nobly knows that the front door is keys. Or if he already did those. No, he already did those. I'm getting sea bleed. That was you. That was you an hour ago.
Yeah, I think if I was like in Walther's position where he's like emoting dungeons, I think I would have went to Ice Palace after Swamp.
Well,
just because you can come back here. I guess it doesn't really matter. I was gonna say more easily, but there's not really a faster way. You're just kind of running from one Dark World portal.
Well, optimally, you do Swamp last because that's the shortest path to Ganon.
But it's like already like in between where you kind of have to go for either one of these two dungeons, Ice or
Oh, that's true.
Drumire.
Either way, you're just hopping the portal 3 times.
but in my head, I was like, all right, can you do Swamp into Ice and then just Void, like save and quit and Void out down to Mire?
Yeah. Well, he just has the hammer and yeah.
Yeah, I can just go from Link's house.
We like our memes here, but I'm actually wondering if I don't know if he runs restricted major glitches, but Mire to Swamp to Ice is actually the path you take in that speed run. But he already did Swamp, so he's not doing that. I think he's just kind of doing dungeons and not really thinking about chaining them together. He forgets he's in a God Mire and he hits the switch. Don't think he's set up for spooky action here. He's just gonna bomb the wall. The big, downside to Mire to here is in a speed run, if you hard luck, you just this is a race. There's no redoing. If he loses 3 dungeons, he gives Nobly a chance to catch up. Nobly's going to get his hammer here. This is very good for him. Hopefully he at least gets to go mode before Walther finishes. The hammer hopefully leads him into Pod, especially having that quick path down to Catfish, which he soft locked on earlier. No, that was Walther who did that.
Yeah, Walther finished and...
I don't think Nobly's been to Catfish yet.
Yeah, another one has...
Oh, he's going to try to hover, but he's going to find the hammer here. Know that he doesn't actually need to hover. There's no reason to.
Yeah, because this is going to be a hook shot.
Where's he going? Mimic Cave. He's going to Mimic Cave. This will lead him away from Pod, but he'll probably just go there a different way afterward, because that is a crystal he can full clear.
Yeah, and it is, Kubo Crystal can loop it into Eastern pretty easily.
Yeah, and Walther is going to do Ice Palace. He has a save and quit cushion. He can hard lock here all he wants. He'll be fine.
So I believe Walther doesn't know the mirror rap, so he's gonna... Oh, maybe he doesn't know the mirror rap.
He's thinking about it.
He might be pulling up a guide to see exactly how to do this.
Yeah, he might be. Make your own be your own mentor. If this happens in brackets, there are a lot of guides available for you. You're not going to have a mentor in brackets, but there's tons of quick resources you can pull up. If you just need to learn something on the fly, it's almost as good as having a mentor at your side.
Yeah, setting up the...
Oh, not quite.
That's
this is not a good place to be. He knows it. He's going to save and quit. You can try to rescue yourself from that, because if you hard lock, it's just no progress lost, but no sense in wasting your time. Just reset.
Nobly in the exact same position trying to get to Ice Palace.
Oh, this actually makes sense. It's another crystal he can do. He is also getting some, I want to say some quick instruction. He's doing the restricted major glitches setup where he lines his shoulder up with that little brown spot on the rock. He's going for some very pixel precise positioning here, but you can actually be a few pixels off and be okay. What this is going to allow him to do is hop into the transition in a particular way that prevents him from needing to buffer into it. That is a very rude Hinox. There you go. Tap up to go down, puts you right on the transition, and you can just mirror up. Very fast way to do Ice Palace. Walk up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you probably want to buffer those. I believe he's doing this from a save and quit. He'll be fine. One of the most dangerous items you can find in Overworld Glitches is the flute. Because the flute prevents you from saving and quitting, and you can lose a lot of progress if you're not saving and quitting frequently. Alright, let's see what Walther does. He's moving. Okay, he can transition here and be okay, but he's going to buffer up one frame just for that extra assurance that he won't soft lock. And he'll be in.
Yeah,
First person in Ice Palace. If he moves around enough, the entrance will actually catch up to him and he'll be able to see it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can just keep on going left and right until it wraps around.
He doesn't need to, he'll find it.
So I wonder if nobly going towards Ice Palace is kind of like a meta game. Knowing that Walther is by himself without a mentor. Just taking that extra gamble, it's like, alright, Walther might not be as comfortable heading to Ice Palace as me with a mentor.
That is very
because like sometimes you just need to sometimes racing rando isn't just are you better than your opponent, can you row better than your opponent, so on and so forth. Part of it is just knowing your opponent and their tendencies and what you have available compared to them.
Yeah. You can do a lot of studying. It's a little harder in this tournament because people don't have nearly as many runs to watch unless they're doing all the asyncs like we are. But Walther, I don't think is doing all the asyncs. I haven't seen his name. So you go on his stream and you see a bunch of no glitches seeds. That doesn't tell you anything about his Overworld Glitches routing. You've got 3 other seeds to watch that all, they're all very different. It's not going to give you nearly as much information as somebody studying for, open mode in League.
Walther just hard go moding Ice Palace.
He's not looking for the butter sword here. So, do you predict Walther finishes before Nobly finds the hook shot?
Yeah.
I think so too. He still has Swamp and Pod to do before he goes to Pendant Eastern. And going to Pendant Eastern is I wouldn't say the smart play here. Even though we know the hook shot's there, it's not the thing you do when you're running this blind.
Yeah, Walther just has this and then Ganon left.
Yeah, and he's just riding his execution. Look at this look at this kill. Very clean. Just one got away from him. No hits. I do actually wonder if the thing Walther was looking for was red mail.
I don't know. Just like how many licks it is to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, the world may never know.
We could always ask. He's not in chat right now, but we could ask later. What were you hoping to find in Swamp Palace? Alright, this is going to be a straight, no glitches shot to Ganon. Nobly's taking it very safe in Ice Palace after missing that spin setup. The spin clip into Lonely Firebar Room.
Did he try going for the spin through the stairs?
Missed, so he just kind of dodged the firebar and waited. He remembers he doesn't have the hook shot, so he's going to bomb himself into this floor. I believe there's an item in Ice Tea Room that he didn't get. He's going to have to backtrack to it. He could have bomb jumped across if he knew the bomb jump. It's not a very hard one, but if you don't know it, then it's a punishing one to miss.
Yeah, because then he wouldn't be able to open the big chest.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he loops back around another time.
Which, to be fair, he's doing anyway, but I think he was just hoping it would be a big chest. So what do you think? That the defining play of the seed was how you entered Turtle Rock? That's 2 shields in Ice Palace, by the way. I'd like to point that out. Maybe Walther just wanted a mirror shield. Don't we all? Everybody's favorite item.
I actually like it for Laser Bridge and...
It's nice for Laser Bridge.
For Mimic 2 in GT.
Yeah, I'm more of a... I struggle with Mimics 1, not with Mimics 2. Mimics 2 is fine. I think Walther has a fairy. So he can play aggressive here, even with 2 hearts. Phase 4, just hit him with silver arrows. There's nothing to it. Nice torch glitch too.
Get bodied by him.
No, he got 2 hits on that corner. That was very good. You might even get it in this torch cycle. Yeah. Alright, GG Walther. That was a really good phase 4. 4 singles on a single torch cycle.
Through the door he goes. 135.59.
Nobly's collecting his crystal. He's not in go mode. Let's see if he continues. We did advise runners to continue for 15 minutes after... if they think they can beat the game in 15 minutes, but if you think that you're more than 15 minutes away, then it's the same as forfeiting for bracket seeding purposes. So with this menu, I think he's forfeiting. I don't have the race room open, but if he's still in chat here, he can join us for an interview. Hood from a hood. I think that's the cape on the whip.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the race room right now. Nobly did have controller issues. It was in fact his controller that made him walk off of that multi-arm ledge after getting his first successful hover.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have access to that.
Yep. Walther has claimed a 10-second menu time. Optimizing that quick swap. Probably losing time for it, but who cares? It's all about getting that low menu time, right?
I just have you in mind's about 1 minute.
All right, Nobly has declined an interview. He is being suspicious and among us. So, GG to you and Walther. Thanks for sticking around the chat here. We hope to have more of these this coming week. If we can't stream them live, we'll put together some vodcasts.
You have 10-second menu time, 10.37.
There you go. So coming up this week, we have some more matches in this tournament. We've got, on the 30th, we have Schulzer versus Krellwell. This is our undefeated matchup. This is our 3 zeros playing against each other. They're going to be mentored by Obscure for Schulzer and Espion for Krellwell. On the 31st, we have Voidsoul and Zakat. Voidsoul is going to be mentored by Espion, and Zakat will be mentored by me. The 2nd, which is Saturday, that's going to be MM2 NES cartridge versus Cinaeth, with, again, Espion and me as mentors. And then Nicolas and Centroid with me and Jetters. I'm mentoring a lot of races this week. Help me.
Yeah, and there's one
There's
on
yours,
Friday at
too.
the 1st as well, which
Yeah, not
I
submitted
think
yet.
is on the 6 p.m.
Yeah, I think we're waiting on Adalor's. You get 3 guesses who's mentoring Dawn in that one. We're also waiting on Dante versus Krithel. I haven't heard from them yet, but I imagine that'll probably be on the weekend since our mentor slots are filling up pretty quickly this week. All right, once again, thanks for watching. I'm going to put up those runner links again so you can follow our runners. Be sure to also give our Go Mode podcast is a bi-weekly podcast put together by 3 members focused on every technique and so on. If you want to stop by our Discord, we are also teaching glitches all the time. You don't have to be in the tournament to learn. We'll be dropping those links in as well. And once again, thanks for watching.